Hey there, my name's Brent Vanderswag, and I'm the president of GutterExperts.com and founder of GutterCon. I love to chat with people in the gutter industry, suppliers, inventors, manufacturers, and gutter guys and gals just like you and me. I enjoy finding out how they got into the business, where they came from, and what their businesses are doing in the gutter industry today. Please meet my guest for today, Bill Prince, Managing Director of SpaceVac Technologies, located in Northampton, England, and his North American Vice President of Sales, Frank Cruz, who many of you met at GutterCon just a couple months ago in Orlando. How are you guys doing today?
Excellent, thank you.
Very well, thank you very much.
I have to say, Bill, this is our first international gutter conversation with someone across the pond, so to speak.
Well, thank you. It's I think it's my first time as well, and at 64 years old. It's been a long time in coming, but thank you very much for the invitation, Brent.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, like I said in the intro, Frank, good to see you again. It was just not quite 2 months ago, just back in February. We're chatting here in April. So we met at, you guys were late coming to the event, kind of the last minute, gave us a call. How did you find out about GutterCon?
So we must have seen something on the internet. Bill sent it to me, and I immediately called you and talked to you about it. And I thought it was a fabulous opportunity. And I gave you a call, and we just put it together as, overnight practically.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, we were really excited because last year, GutterCon, I mean, I'm a gutter installer. We do have a gutter cleaning division in my business. But GutterCon was really target marketing to gutter company owners. And gutter cleaning was, I mean, obviously we know it's an important part of the gutter business, but we were really focused on gutter company owners. And this year we tried a little bit harder, and I think next year we're going to try even harder to bring that gutter cleaning community into GutterCon. So we were really happy to have you guys at the show, and hopefully got some new contacts out of the gutter company owners, maybe got some sales out of that. So I hope that worked out for you.
The most important thing I have to tell you, Brendan, is what I learned from all of the people there and their needs and their expectations and how we can help them. So to the point that we are actually retooling a lot of the things that we do just based on the conversation we have. We don't want to be a company that makes a product that you try to fit into your business. We want to be a company that makes the product that you tell us what you need and we'll make it for you.
Yeah, nice. Well, let's get started with you, Bill. Sounds like you're probably the man that started all of this. Why don't you tell us a little bit? You already kind of gave away your age. Where do you come from? You haven't been in the business for 64 years. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about you and how you got into the gutter cleaning business?
Well, it's quite a long story if you want me to start from the beginning, but
don't forget you have a meeting coming up, so you're limited to your time.
Absolutely. A potted history basically was left school, British Army for so many years, and then British Steel, and then I fell into retail by pretty much accident, and I worked in retail for about 30 years. A company that you will all know in America, Woolworths, was my first place that I became a store manager, and then I moved into food supermarket industry, and I was made redundant about 13 years ago, and I started my own cleaning company, and I used to buy a lot of equipment from a local manufacturer and supplier, and they had this product that they were trying to launch called SpaceVac. And I've always been reasonably okay at sales and helping people. And they asked me to join their team to try and figure a way to market with this product. So I joined R&S Compressors in Northampton and spent a year or two developing carbon composites and bends and different accessories and tools so that I could put together a system that would give a real safe and efficient way of tackling a problem that many householders and businesses in the UK have of block guttering, etc., and insurance problems.
Yeah. So you're talking about the when you say tools, the poles and the elbows and all the all the accessories
Yes.
that go along with the vacuum.
Yeah, absolutely. There's many types of guttering, you know, and when you have overhangs of roof tiles and you've got to be able to provide a bespoke solution, you don't want the guys that are on the road there doing the work coming up against a situation where they can't finish the job. So you've got to be able to provide a tool that fits every occasion,
Right.
basically. So that was my goal, really, you know, make sure that gutter cleaning became a real profession.
Yeah. Okay. And when was that? About 12, 13 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 12 years ago. Yeah, we worked on the gutter systems for 2 or 3 years. I mean, it was a bit of an accident. The local council really asked us to try and solve a problem when in quite a historic building where the gutters were blocked and they couldn't take heavy machinery onto the outside flooring because it was quite old, basically, you know. So we got some drain pipes and put them together with gaffer tape and bends and things, and we did a job, and then we realized then this is something that could really work in the marketplace because you've got these guys up ladders, and when you see the statistics of people getting hurt and in these situations, we just thought we can do something with this.
Yeah. So that was about 13 years ago. So these you said they're carbon fiber. I guess obviously I don't know a lot about carbon fiber, but it's very strong and it's quite lightweight, I guess is the big thing, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it might surprise a lot of people, but the poles are handmade. Each one's made individually because if you do it that way, when you buy carbon, you buy it in a roll. It's a material, like a roll of curtains,
Yes.
basically. It's a weave, basically. And then if you cut that pattern in different angles, then you add rigidity and strength. If you, for instance, rolled it all the same way, when you bent it, it would snap in half, basically. So we've got the ability by making it by hand to put other materials in there like Kevlar, etc. So we can strengthen it and we can strengthen the ends.
Yeah.
So where the poles get the most contact, then we can make stronger parts for these pieces by doing it all by hand.
I see. Okay. So when was the transition? So this was back when you were working for another company. When did you make the transition to your own company?
Oh, God, 20 years. That's about 11 years ago. No, sorry, about 3 years before that. I was doing a lot of landscaping work for the supermarket business. I knew it like the back of my hand, so I knew they had a need for me. So I was cleaning grounds, doing grounds maintenance, and having to do gutters. And sometimes I was 45 feet up in the air on a ladder cleaning the gutters out in the supermarket with people with pushchairs and around the bottom of the ladders, you know, and you felt like any minute could be your last one, you know. But then it was just by chance that I met this where I bought my equipment from had this idea, and I just thought, you know, that I've been lucky so far, and I don't want to stay lucky. I want to stay safe.
Yeah. So when did you make the transition from working on the 45 feet up in the air, you know, back to the shop building things?
Oh, that was 11, 12 years ago. Then we started a separate company after we developed it. We started the SpaceVac company, separate to the engineering business, and it was essential in the beginning because I had engineers working for me, so we could discuss all of the mechanics of how this had to work and how it had to fit together. Yeah. In the early days, we had poles that fit inside of each other like a friction fit, and then we'd spend hours in the workshop trying to separate them, trying to twist them, trying to get them apart, you know. So we came up with solutions where that was easy, where there was a male and a female end and a safety joint, etc. So
yeah, I was just going to ask you, what are the technologies that you're thinking about when you're talking about this? Like, what are the problems?
Well, we actually own the carbon manufacturing plant. It's in a place called Newcastle in England. So we bought that about 3 years ago. So we have the ability to put other materials, and we're looking at hydrocarbons and thermoplastic now, which are there's lots of new ideas and things coming to market. And because we're in the business now, we're the first ones to hear about it. So when these new materials come to light and we can test them and they're stronger and they're lighter, and there's a material coming to market soon that's as strong as steel, and lighter than carbon. So we'll work with these materials to always be at the forefront of this technology.
What can you share the name of that material?
Well, it's related to graphene, but
I knew it was. I have a friend in Canada working with this product.
It's related to thermoplastic graphene, and it's a mix really, and you can do many things with it. And
Graphene.
they're actually making aircraft engines out of it. They're trying to make engines, you know. So if we can make a pole out of that, it'll reach the sky, you know.
I started hearing about graphene a couple of years ago, and I have a friend of mine that it works in the business in Canada, and it's really interesting to hear some of the projects that they're working on for sure. So I heard what you were saying, and I thought, I wonder if that's graphene.
Yeah.
So are you working with that now, or is that just something that you're hoping to work with in the future?
It's a little bit too expensive to bring it in and play with it, you know. So we're working with various universities and British carbon factories now to develop that and make it into a more manageable material that would be affordable by, as with anything, when it first comes onto the market, it's got its price, you know, and we're trying to bring that down now into a more affordable level. There's only so much you'd like to pay for these pieces of equipment, but it's nearly there now. And the one where we can inject the molecules onto our weave, we've tried that now, and we can make a ski pole. You see the Olympic guys skiing, and they can do this without snapping them now. And the tiny thin poles with a gap in the center, you know. So we're nearly there now with that technology.
Wow, I never dreamed gutter cleaning would be that technologically advanced.
There's a lot of people are much more clever than me at the carbon factory, that's for sure, you know. But they've been in business for 48 years, Hardy's Composites, and they're now under our umbrella, Advanced Composites. But some of the guys there, 25, 30 years in the carbon industry, and we are getting the benefits of that now.
I see. So, like I mentioned to you, I do have a gutter cleaning division within our gutter installation company. And I really struggled the first couple years. I'll just very quickly, because I'm sure there's lots of guys out there, especially smaller guys. We feel that, at least I feel, it's important to offer gutter cleaning, gutter repairs, gutter installation, and of course, gutter protection products. And you know, when you're first starting out, it's very hard to have a dedicated crew to that. And what often happens is you find, especially in the fall in North America, when we have all the leaves falling, you know, the busiest time is October, November, and everyone wants to wait until all the leaves are off the trees before they call you, right? So what happens is we get inundated with all these calls, and we're so busy. But that's a busy time of year for gutter installation too. Like the fall is always the busiest time. It seems everyone's trying to get everything done before Christmas holidays. And so we always struggled with trying to get the gutter cleaning done. And we'd have these gutter installers up on ladders cleaning the gutters, and the gutter machine sitting in a van in the driveway, not even doing anything. So we eventually got to a point where we felt that we had enough gutter cleaning and repairs. We felt confident that we could put a truck out there with a couple guys that would just handle that sort of stuff. And that was a really good thing for our business to be offering that service. And quite honestly, that brings a lot of gutter installs to our business too, because we send guys out to do cleanings and inspections, and come to find out they need a new gutter system. So I'm always promoting gutter cleaning and repairs. And we still do it by hand. And I looked at products like your I didn't look at your product specifically, but it may have been a SpaceVac product. I can't remember what it was. But for us, when speaking to my guys, the issue really was for them, for my employees, they felt that, you know, getting the machine out, plugging it in, carting it around, you'd still have to get up on the ladder sometimes. It just, you know, this was probably 6 years ago when we looked at it, and we all just felt, well, it's probably just as quick just to go get up there and clean the gutters. That's how we do it now. What's the big deal? But I guess the big thing would be that you could send a guy out on his own cleaning gutters. You wouldn't have to have that second person, right?
Absolutely. In the UK, it tends to be associated with window cleaning, because
Mm.
I might have this wrong, but in the UK, generally, you would clean your house windows every 4 weeks. So you'd have a window cleaning company would come around every 4 weeks. I believe in America, sometimes it's a quarterly or a half yearly occasion. I'm not sure, but that's what I was told. But
Yeah.
as these guys are going around and they come to the gutter cleaning season and they've got the ladders out, they're always asked to do the gutters, you know. So these were the first types of company that started to buy our gutter cleaning machines. And then we have the problem in the spring where any seeds of grass or plants have gone into the gutters and blown in there. They begin to grow in the summer after there's a little bit of wet, and then you get plants growing out and people want it removed, you know. So there's sort of twice a year you would do this. So that was the relationship, you know. And these guys then, after they begin to do it, they had the same feeling as you've had, Bren. They suddenly realize that it's a separate business. And if they separated the vans and went out on their own, then the return on investment is much bigger doing gutter cleaning than it is doing window cleaning.
Yeah.
Because you earn a lot more money. It's because it's a lot more of a harder, difficult task, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But with our machines, it's much simpler. You can do 8, 9, 10 properties a day and be earning $400 to $500, no problem, every day.
Yeah. I think the other issue that it seemed like, and maybe the problem has corrected itself over the years, but to get the power, you really needed that 220 instead of 110. Is that still the same sort of issue these days?
It is, yes. That's probably, I can say that we've been in America trading now for about 4 or 5 years, and it was probably the main reason we didn't really push hard onto the gutter side of things, you know. But since Frank's been going to these conferences and making new contacts, and we're seeing the market is far bigger than we assumed. So the development of these standalone machines with petrol machines and propane gas machines is essential now. When we've begun to do that work, as soon as Frank identified that there was a huge gap in the market for a really powerful machine, something that could stay in your van, where you just took the poles and hose to the property and cleaned the gutter straight back out, you know. So we're looking at a machine now that would be powered by a generator, and it would be sat in your van, and you don't have to trail it out. You get the van as close to the property as possible and do all around, you know. So we're like Frank said before, the best possible solution is what we want to offer.
Yeah.
Yes, Brent, thank you for that gutter, for the show. I talked to all your people there, and they actually gave us the turnkey operation that we need to build. And basically, we need a lot of power that's currently available, and we need a way to get to these things quickly and fast. And we're building that system right now as it is.
Yeah.
Get enough power to do that, and also be able to get them quick and in and out. And one of the things that I noticed from the show was that most of your gutter installers are not doing gutter cleaning. And one of the things that came out that was really great was talking to them about the fact, hey, you pick up a customer and you install the gutters, and you basically say goodbye and try to get another one. But wouldn't it be great to have repeat business every quarter coming in and out? So every customer you get is now going to be a repeat customer. And that was something that was very exciting for them.
Yeah. One of the things in a lot of businesses, and this came up at GutterCon this year, is, to your point exactly, like our gutters last 20, 30 years, right? Unless they move or put an addition on their house or build another house, we're not dealing with that customer again, right? And of course, gutter protection is a big thing in our business now too. Like, we're not just installing the gutters, we're adding gutter protection. And, as much as any of these products, none of them are 100%. It leaves the door open for that, I don't know how often it needs to be done, but, at least every couple years coming back and visiting your gutter installation. And if there is a gutter protection product on, chances are you can't just leave it for life. You're going to have to, at least do an inspection and possibly clean off the top of it. And, still the vacuum system's going to, be a key role there too, right?
Yes, and think about this, not only that, but think about the customer that says, it's a little too expensive, I don't want to do it. It's not a lost customer. It's like, okay, we'll come in and clean the gutters for you every quarter.
Yeah.
So every single lead, every single call will be a paying customer.
Yeah, exactly. Is there, and I guess the other thing I'm thinking about too is we don't do this in our business right now, but we're thinking about it with this yearly inspection or bi-yearly inspection service that we're thinking about doing. Is there must be some sort of camera or video system that you could put on the system, I assume?
Yes, correct. So you can actually inspect the gutter from the ground down. Your sales professional that goes out and quotes the product or whoever does it doesn't need to get on the ladders. He could just do it from the ground and do an estimate and be able to see what condition the gutters are with just putting it on a camera system that you can actually take pictures. You can do streaming video. And the other cool thing about it, it's a great sales tool. You show the customer what the gutters look like. And then you show them what you did after you left. So think about this. If you're doing a service, you can go into a customer without him having to be there with a turnkey self-enclosed system. And you could just take a picture of how it was before they got there. You do the cleaning, and then you're taking images of what you left there. That's so they don't have to be there. You don't have to set up appointments, make sure they're there, they're not there. They had to go pick up Johnny from school. You just go and do that service automatically. You send them the images. You tell them, here's the way it was, here's what we left you. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Time is important.
Yeah. I guess those poles that you're talking about, our estimators could even have a set of those poles with a camera, if they're needing to do an inspection without a ladder.
Correct.
We have a telescopic system, Bren. So we have our composite poles that are modular. And then if we're going on a sales journey and we're looking for work, we'll take out the telescopics because they fit into a small car basically, and you can whiz it up in 2 seconds and bring in work very, very quickly.
Nice. So what's the future for SpaceVac in North America? What are you working on?
So we're working on that turnkey system, self-enclosed, that has the tremendous amount of power that you can get in there and clean those gutters with no problem. One of the reoccurring things that I heard from previous systems they had used is it kind of works well. There's sometimes it doesn't, and we think we cracked that nut with the new innovations that we're now creating.
Nice. And I guess I should bring this up because we haven't really brought it up. There's a few people that know about it. Of course, I've chatted with you guys about it, but Gutter-Con is heading to the huge convention in August. And it sounds like you guys are probably going to be there and maybe be able to show some of these new products, huh?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to booking my flights after this conversation. I have to be honest. It sounds like an event and also a wonderful part of America and heritage that I'd like to see. But it'll be great.
So are you excited about the huge convention or Broadway Street downtown Nashville?
Broadway all day. Well, a bit of both. But I've got to be professional, I guess, in this conversation. So let's just say I'm looking forward to selling some equipment, but I'm also looking forward to enjoying it as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely have chatted with a couple gutter guys, and they're definitely excited about hitting downtown. I know my son and I and a couple sponsors, a couple of my sponsors went last year, and it was a good time, and no police involved. I know if the person listening to this, he's going to know exactly who I'm talking to. I'm not mentioning any names, okay, Tommy?
Yeah, well, the Brits are coming. We're renowned for our drinking capabilities, so be ready, Bren, be ready.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sounds like an invitation for sure.
It's a challenge.
Listen, yeah, a challenge. I'm a Canadian now. Don't forget about that. I'll take a challenge any day. Well, listen, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with me today, and again, thank you for coming to Gutter-Con. And it sounds like we'll be seeing you next year in February, and hopefully down in Nashville in August. So anyone who's listening, stay tuned for more information. And again, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Do I have to leave now? Oh.
I'm trying to find the button. Okay, here we go. I'm stopping the recording.